got a lot on my mind. She got a lot on my mind. I got a lot on my mind. I got a lot on my mind.
Hey man, it's your boy Chris Lee, aka CEasy. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the lifestyle man. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I will be showing you guys how to start dividend investing on Robinhood in 2020. It's fairly simple. It really doesn't take a lot of skill. And in this video, I'm basically going to be going over a few things to help you not only, maximize your returns on the dividend stocks that you purchase, but also just laying out a blueprint so this way of investing is just easy for you guys to go ahead and do. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get this video started. Okay, so the first thing that you guys need to know is what dividend investing is. Okay, so I'm going to explain it in a nutshell. So basically, dividend investing is basically buying like blue chip stocks like Walmart, I guess Target, Apple, Microsoft, companies such as these, and then they go out and they pay their shareholders a certain amount back through the course of a year for owning a share of the company. It only takes one share. The more shares that you have basically means the greater amount of dividend payments that you will receive. So let me go ahead and give an example. Okay, so let's say Apple, the stock Apple is valued at $100 right now, right? And let's say on average, the annual dividend that you will receive is going to be at 4%. So basically, you're going to get $4 over the course of a year for owning one share of Apple. And it's going to most likely be split into 4 different payments because a majority of dividend stocks pay out quarterly. That basically means each quarter 4 times a year, okay? But different stocks can pay you 1 time in a year, 2 times. If you invest into REITs, which is real estate investment trust, they can pay you dividend payments each and every single month. And that's a whole video in itself. Back to the topic. So essentially, you're going to receive basically $1 payment each month. And every single stock, a majority of stocks, they pay on different days. So ideally, what you want to be able to do is own many different stocks in a good amount. That way you're essentially getting paid each and every single day. It could be anywhere from a few cents to a few dollars. It all depends on how much you own of a particular company. So that is basically what dividend investing is in a whole nutshell. Okay, so I hope that everyone is still with me and I didn't just bore you guys to death. Hopefully everyone is still with me. And now let's get into the nitty-gritty stuff. And that basically is the truth behind dividend investing. Because if you look anywhere on YouTube, you see all of these people with investment portfolios well above $100,000. Whereas for me, my investment portfolio is barely scratching $1,400, okay? But dividend investing is my core, but I do dividend growth investing. So right now, we're at the part of the video where I need to explain to you guys the reality of dividend investing and the principle that you really need to have invested before you can truly gain. Not sugarcoating anything, so please listen to what I have to say, okay? For my opinion, for you to truly start to actually gain from investing in this way, you need to ideally have anywhere from like $5,000 to $10,000 invested in dividend stocks solely, like stocks that pay dividends essentially. You need that core amount. I'm about to go ahead and give you guys an example. I got my phone in my hand because I do not want to mess up these calculations. Okay, so let's say that you have a $10,000 portfolio and on average you're receiving 4% in dividends. 4% of that $10,000 you're receiving back for your annual dividends. So this is how you're going to calculate it. You're going to times a $10,000 portfolio by 0.4. Because that's basically, that equates to 4%. And you're basically going to end up receiving $400 for the year. For an additional $400, anyone would take that. However, it's not the greatest amount for a year, and it's not the smallest. But it is an amount that you can go ahead and actually work with. So that's why I said $5,000 to $10,000, because if you divide that amount in half, and let's say that you have a $5,000 portfolio, and this, I believe, achieving a $5,000 portfolio, I feel like that's very achievable within the course of a few years. If you save your money, you don't splurge, and let's say that you're working, let's say that you just set aside a set amount, especially if you're a server. If you're a server, you can set aside a specific amount per week to go ahead and put into your investment portfolio, and you can yield an additional $200 per year, roughly $50 every few months. You know what I mean? Every 3 months, $50, or like, let's just say $10+, an additional $10 per month on average. You know what I'm saying? It's really close to that it's really closer to like $20 per month. And to me, that is actually a pretty significant amount. And this is just on average. Your dividend yield, depending on the stocks that you go ahead and buy, could be way greater than what this is. But essentially, that is the seriousness in what dividend investing is. It's not just like, all right, I put in some money, I'm gonna get rich. No, it's really for the long haul, holding stocks and staying with companies that you actually believe in and trust. Okay, now that we got all the seriousness out the way, it's time for me to give my tips on how you guys can go ahead and maximize your returns for both the short term and the long term. Because when you're investing into a stock, you can't just think about, okay, what am I going to gain now? You also need to think about what am I going to gain long term. What I mean by that is this. Essentially, if you're going to invest in this way, whenever you buy a stock, only purchase stocks that you can actually see within 5 years. Make sure that they're going to consistently pay you out dividend payments. And 2, make sure that the stock has room for growth. You don't want to just purchase a stock just because it has a good dividend. You also want to purchase it so that way, if the stock grows, not only are you going to gain however much the stock has grown, you will also, throughout that time, you will also be getting paid dividends. To me, that's really the key. Look for stocks that are going to grow and stocks that are going to pay you out a good amount of dividends. So, number one trick whenever it comes to this is search up the dividend history of the stock before you purchase it. You can do this by going on to Nasdaq.com. It basically has all of the stocks that you can go ahead and see, and you can search how long their dividend yield was. I'm gonna pop it up on the screen. As you guys can see, it's very, very simple. You just go ahead, go to the website, type in a stock, scroll down, and voila, the dividend yield is there. And please do this before you purchase any stock, because if a stock has been paying out their shareholders monthly or like quarterly dividends uninterrupted for like the past 10 years, you really have nothing to worry about, especially if it's a company that you trust and you see that it has potential to grow. Go for it. And now for the second tip. Have a basic understanding of the companies that you are buying before you purchase. Because I'm gonna be real with you guys, this was probably one of my biggest mistakes. And I've sold a few companies just because of the fact, like, once I figured out what they stood for and where they were going, I'm just like, whoa, I don't want to have any, I don't want my money to be entrusted in this company just because I don't believe in what they're doing. I don't see them lasting long. Because usually what I would do, I would go look at other people who are dividend investing, and I would be like, oh, they have that stock, they have that stock. All right, if they purchase this stock, look how big their portfolio is. I have to go ahead and buy it. But everybody has different reasons for buying a stock. So please have a basic understanding before you go, purchasing a stock that I would purchase just because, I'm telling you. And, if I'm not providing enough information to you for you to go ahead and purchase a stock, please don't buy it. Go ahead, do your own research and see if you actually trust in this stock and see it growing in the long term. Because at the end of the day, these stocks are based off of companies, and these companies have to perform for the stock to grow. So please at least have a basic understanding before you purchase any stock. And the third tip, also look for like good paying dividend stocks. And what I mean by this, I know it's kind of like contradicting myself. Like I said, still make sure that the stock has room for growth. But I'm going to give an example like AT&T. AT&T not only has good room for growth, but it also has a pretty hefty dividend yield. And this is like a stock. It's really like, it's very, very affordable, and it pays out a very good dividend yield. So it's like, I think with like 3 shares, you're going to basically be getting paid like $153 per quarter, if I'm not mistaken. And that's a pretty significant dividend for just one stock. And that's still like under $100 just purchasing 3 shares. So like for companies like that you not only trust, like at least for me, I trust that company. Matter of fact, I'm using the company that is my cell phone provider, or like my, whatever it's called, the provider for my cell phone, and I trust the company. I know they have a lot of room for growth, and on top of that, I trust them with my money. They pay out a good dividend yield. So for me, that's like a win-win, especially whenever you have a lower portfolio. So these are all of my tips, and now let me just go ahead and show you guys how to go ahead and dividend invest. All right, as you guys can see, my portfolio is gonna be on the screen right here. So as of right now, we at about 1,400, like overall, about like up 2% for the day. All time, my portfolio has finally started to bounce back. As you guys can see, like right over here, bro, portfolio was down almost 26%. And for me, I'm just like, bruh, really? But you know, I trust in my stocks and, you know, in the companies that I'm invested in. And I'm basically just gonna go ahead and show you guys how to just, if you want to go ahead and invest into a dividend stock, I'm just gonna show you. So ticker symbol T for AT&T. I'm gonna go over here. Ooh. Check that out. And if you want to go ahead and purchase this stock, as you guys can see, it has a dividend yield of about close to 7%. Hit trade, buy, go ahead, put however much you want. Let me just go ahead and say I'm about to put in 10 cents because I don't got no money in my portfolio. So never mind. I can't even do that. I can't even purchase less than $1. Well, okay, so just scratch that. But like I said, you go ahead, you're gonna hit review, pay, voila. And you're gonna end up owning this stock. It's really just that simple. And there's something that I want to go ahead and show you guys, and that is my dividend yield thus far. So I just want to go ahead and show you guys what it is like so far. I started receiving dividend payments in June of last year. That's close to the time that I started investing in Robinhood. I've been on it for about a year, and as you guys can see, sort of just a few cents climbing, but this is consistently November, December, January, February, March, April. So as of right now, I literally get paid every single month. Despite the fact that I probably have like $30 in total invested, or like I probably have gained, let me correct myself, I probably gained close to like $30 off dividends in a year. And I know most people are just like, bro, that's nothing. Remember, before you can receive like a significant amount of money through dividend investing, you need to have close to at least $5,000 invested. It's a lot, but I still feel like it's achievable if you know how to save, you put aside money, and you have a job that pays you fairly consistently, and you can put aside a good amount, I guess, each week or every 2 weeks to go ahead and invest in your portfolio. All right. So I hope this video helped you guys out. I hope it opened your eyes to the reality of what it's like actually dividend investing, especially in 2020. Yes, there's amazing opportunity in the stock market right now. As we can see, most of the prices have already dropped significantly from so many different companies, and I mean, it's a prime time to go ahead and just go ahead and get your feet wet into this. I love dividend investing. Let me correct it. I love dividend growth investing because I feel like I get the best of both worlds. Not only am I going to gain in the stock market by holding these stocks that I trust and I know have room for growth, but along the way, I'm also going to continue to get paid dividends. Dividends to me is essentially just icing on the cake. The cake is the stock itself, and now they're just adding a little bit extra. So like I said, I hope you guys found this video helpful. Please go ahead and like up this video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Chris Aaliyah. I make videos pertaining to business and fashion. As y'all can see, I always got to keep the drip on me, even if I'm talking about investing and saving your money and investing in stocks. Just know I'm smart with my money, and that's what I do. But anyways, it's your boy Chris Aaliyah, aka CEasy. Woo! And I'm out.
I got a lot on my mind. 16 and O and that's 9. I got AK with the scores and 9.